You straight up cuckooed that dude, bro. Oh my God.
You've got all your Charger gear on because
I look good. I got big energy every day. Let's go!
And he is dicked.
Blind squirrel finds a nut every once in a while.
That's right.
You have to love what you're seeing on tape if you're a Chargers fan, especially for the future with Justin
Herbert on the move and throws and touchdown.
Players, coaches, staff, fans, together, we can create something truly special.
Stay tuned for some good content.
Oh, hello there. Welcome back to the Charger Chat. I'm your co-host, Wool Dogson, with my buddies, Kev, Hug, and Duggan.
Mahalo, bitches.
Hey, and Kyle, the coach, Duggan.
It's good to be back on the mainland, boys.
Finally,
Welcome back, Coach.
Yes,
welcome
we
back.
we had a lot of
skin color, complexion.
That's okay.
But ready to be
you
back.
look healthier. You look healthier than
Yeah.
Bulldog and I, so that's good.
You've got a healthy glow to you. Yes, we had some concerned listeners as far as your well-being. Everybody can now rest assured, Coach is A-OK.
I am okay.
All right. Well, folks, we've got a lot to talk about this episode. We're out of the preseason now. We just had
Thank
a
God.
doozy
God,
of a
was-
preseason game that was just
Wasn't fun.
It was miserable. So, but let's start off not quite jumping into that. In fact, I don't even know how far we'll get into that. Let's talk about some other good
Let's just
stuff.
look past all of that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
let's just forget it even happened. But let's not forget, as we mentioned on the previous Friday episode, Chargers had a new documentary off-season thing called All In. The first episode premiered. How many times did you watch it there, Huggin?
I watched it 5 times.
There you go, 5 times.
I watched
because-
it once, and then I listened to it once, and then I watched it again, and then I watched it a 3rd time before I went to bed, and then I watched it just before this podcast. So that's
And then I
5.
remade
Four,
it.
and then we watched. Yeah, then yeah, exactly. So I can't get enough. I want more.
It's pretty
Wish it
damn
was longer.
special. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
pretty damn awesome. There's still tidbits that we saw in the trailer that we haven't seen yet, so I'm excited to see Staley get fired up for sure. But one of the things that popped up during the show, they showed Staley's PowerPoint presentation regarding what his goals were for the Chargers, for the coaching staff, where they wanted to go. Was there anything that jumped out to you guys as far as like what some of these points of interest were?
Yeah, obviously that what is consistent always is this idea of this foundation behind relationships and competition. And I kind of thought back to my time as a coach and building a team and a program and what does it really look like at its core? And that's what it is, right? Relationship, trusting the guy you're playing with, trusting your coaches, trusting each other, and then wanting to compete. I can't tell you how many times like you find guys that are great athletes and they in those big time situations, they don't want to be the guy. They don't want to go out there and win every single play. They want plays off. They want to get paid. They want to take a break here and there. They don't want to compete on every single play. So I think it's kind of the overused and the biggest part. Well, and in reality, that foundation overarches this whole web that he put up on that we were able to steal off of their PowerPoint. But it is that's the overarching theme. And I think it's very, very, he makes it a very big point that's what it's all about. The other thing that was a little bit concerning is under Chargers football, there's the offense. There's 3 different, this is what it's about. Defense, 3 different. These are the emphases. And under Chargers football for special teams, blank.
Just totally
Just
blank. Yeah.
Whatever. We'll
Just a
take what we
blank
can
slate.
get.
Just don't screw things up, guys. Yeah, we're gonna leave this open. You guys let us know what special teams is gonna look like.
Yeah, let's really talk about what we want to put in here. Let's figure out how to best do this.
Yeah, I don't want to put words in your mouth. How about let's all come together. We'll go around the table. Let's start with you over there. Okay, what do you think they should work on? Yeah, I got to imagine that it's they know what they need to work on. It's everything. Okay, there's no specific item that needs to be.
Well, there were a couple moments in the show that I was just like, okay, this is really insightful and interesting, especially the stuff with his wife where they were working, he was coaching and the way he positioned the bed where they sat up and then you could see the field. That's another level of I love football. And she's like, I guess I'm a football wife now.
Yeah.
That's, it's just it was kind of cool to see them going back to their house and because that's a very recent history. It's
Yeah.
not. That's
Yeah.
like a few years ago.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
not like
You know what I
decades
mean?
ago. That was like
No.
6 years ago.
No. So seeing and then hearing some of the players, like there was the one guy who came up with the all in slogan. He's like, he taught us how to be men, taught us how to do this, taught us how to do this, taught us how to be all in. Like that guy. I need to find out who that is and follow him on Twitter because that guy got me fired up.
He had a lot of energy. Yeah. I mean, that's the thing that we kind of, it's not that we forget, but seeing it in this all in reminded us that, like, yeah, Staley rose the ranks really freaking quickly. Like, it really
quick.
was not long ago that he was at John Carroll. So great for him to kind of revisit that. And cool seeing everybody kind of sit down for those little one-on-one interviews. And then revisiting that last season, man, like, oh God, it was so heartbreaking.
Especially that Parham moment where like you saw everyone celebrating because like you don't
really
look at it
was.
like that. We were
Man,
experiencing it
yeah.
in real time. So then you like see everyone celebrating and pumped up, and you see Herbert middle of the field looking up at the
Yeah,
That's
just like so
the
bummed.
video board. It's like, oh wow, that sucks.
Yeah, God, the one thing I can't get it out of my head, and I need to bounce it off you guys. Herbert's first game against Kansas City, I've blocked it from my memory. Did Badgley miss a kick in that week 2 game? I feel like he did.
I just found it here. It looks like he did make both of his kicks, but that would have been a nice little scapegoat for that L to just put it all on Badgley again.
No, but what I remember, it was that prevent defense that let him just get a couple quick plays with Mahomes scrambling, getting a couple plays, getting in field goal range, and kicking a long field goal to win it.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, that sucks. Like this feels like an omen of what could possibly be happening this year. So I don't want any more of that.
I feel like the talk of Herbert continues as far as like whether or not he's going to have a sophomore slump and everything like that. I wonder if the conversation would be different had the Chargers won that first game, that week 2 game. Obviously, the entire season, the momentum would have been completely different. But if Herbert would have won that first game, because the talk is about like the starters not playing in the preseason, and Herbert, is going to be rusty. He's not going to have that same thing.
I have a strong point to this.
Yeah.
Herbert didn't have anything in his first year.
That's my point.
He had nothing, and look what he did.
Exactly.
So everyone's saying, oh, he should have got out there and had some plays. Why? He didn't have a preseason last year, and look what he did his first game. Not even slightly worried about it.
I'm not either. But
to your point with like everyone like talking about like if he would have beat the Chiefs first out, I don't think it would have mattered. We talked about this previous episodes where it was like he wasn't supposed to be good. He was the 3rd quarterback taken.
Right.
Everyone looks stupid. All the pundits look stupid for not picking him first as their number 1 quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
So they're just biased now because they were wrong. So they're going to throw extra shade at him until they can't throw shade at him anymore, and they'll look like idiots if they do.
So
hopefully, about halfway
that
through
hole
the season,
and deeper and deeper.
they'll be full idiot mode, and they won't be able to talk.
They'll be halfway to
anymore.
China, and then they'll be good to go.
Never go full idiot.
Go pet the rabbits, George.
That's
go
right.
over there. Go pet the rabbits.
All right. Well, I didn't mean to go off on a tangent there. It's just when watching All In and seeing them revisit the season, it was just it popped in my head that just like, man, if he would have beat Mahomes, the previous Super Bowl winners, like, would the conversation be different? And I have a feeling it would be, but you're right. Like, I think that's the point, is that it doesn't matter that these guys didn't have a preseason. They didn't have a preseason last year, and look how good Herbert was. So
Not worried about it. Guess what? We're looking at like all these other teams with injuries, like J.K. Dobbins from Baltimore. He's supposed to be their starting running back. Gone.
Yep.
None of our guys, like, knock on wood,
Mm-hmm.
nothing serious has happened to us so far. We lost Cole Mazza, but we're okay.
We're okay with that. Yeah.
I'm so happy with the direction that he chose to take this preseason. And guess what? This is a very, very optimistic take on this. Washington doesn't have anything to look at. They have a whole bunch of vanilla, very basic, non-offense to look at.
Yeah.
I'm sure we didn't give out anything we were doing. We were just evaluating our offensive line and our secondary, essentially. And I think we're going to come out and we're going to have this last preseason game in our minds, be like, oh man, hope this works out. They're going to come out and be like, bam, 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 bam.
Yeah.
Thank you, ma'am.
All right. Well, anything else that stood out to you guys? I mean, it really was just kind of a revisit on hiring Staley.
Right.
Seeing him in his full nerd getup, which was awesome.
Yeah.
And just seeing some of the guys practicing.
I'm just excited to like see more of this because we're gonna get this every 2 weeks, and that was just a great get you caught up with where we're at.
Yep.
Like, it's like the
set the tone, set the
it's
pace.
it's like the 3-act structure of a movie. Like, you got to set up the characters.
That's right.
But then you have Empire Strikes Back in the the middle one, and then it's just gonna get better and better every couple weeks. So I'm just excited.
Big time.
Excited for what this documentary is going to show us as fans, and we're going to have a lot more insight on our guys than some of these other teams will. That's for damn sure.
Absolutely. All right. I guess let's not look back at the preseason, not the Seahawks game on its own. Let's look back at
what do you want to talk about in that game besides more Trey Pipkins sucking everything?
If Trey Pipkins makes the roster,
dude,
I'm scared because like they're in that financial thing where if they cut him, they lose money, right?
It doesn't matter. If you don't cut him and he plays, Justin Herbert dies.
Exactly. We still have a big chunk of change that we still haven't spent on anybody.
I will take that negative cap hit.
Let's take that cap hit on a 3rd round draft pick.
That's how bad he
is.
Bye-bye. Okay, but let's look at the preseasons as a whole. Starting with the quarterbacks. Chase Daniel went 38 of 57 for 234 yards and an interception.
That should be 234 yards in 3 games.
Did he throw a touchdown too? No?
Nope.
No? Wow. Okay.
Nope.
Stick finished the preseason 27 of 38 for 224 yards and a touchdown.
I don't even know where this is going to go. Like, I feel like they're going to keep 2, but then and that was another thing in this press conference. This was the first time we heard Staley like kind of somber. Like, he wasn't his like outgoing, let's talk. He was a lot of like, like a lot of deep breaths and a lot of like the dude, like, which I appreciate because that's how we all felt as fans. And he's wearing it on his sleeve a little bit. We're not like, yeah, it was fine. We figured it out. You know, it was like he was legitimately pissed off. You could tell he was pissed off.
I didn't even know that he was. I don't think he was pissed off. He seemed like heartbroken. He seemed like crestfallen. Like, just like, I mean, just like, what do you say? He was just in that, like, I don't know what to say. Like, it just was that bad that I can't bring any kind of energy to this press conference,
which I appreciate. Like, that's the feeling we all had.
Yeah, Tommy T was on the broadcast and they interviewed him during the game, and he did say that it's most likely going to be 3 QBs. So as far as the Chase Daniel, Easton Stick thing, he kind of alluded to all 3 of those guys are going to be on the team,
which I don't think is a bad thing. I know some people have some pretty strong opinions about it.
If one guy gets hurt, you got to have 2 still. You know, so either you're going to be shopping the waivers if some guy does get hurt, or you keep the guys that you really like.
And you're not going to suit up all 3. They're just going to be on that roster. So
yeah,
because I don't think you can trust any of those guys landing on the practice squad. I don't think that would happen.
No.
Either 2 of those backups.
No. And for the record, folks, we record these episodes on Monday night. And we're going to try to get this episode out as quickly as possible, but there might be some cuts already out by the time we get this episode posted. So we will go over. Yeah, bear with us. We will go over all of this.
These are thoughts pre-big cuts.
Pre-big cuts. So the cuts might already happen, and you're like, okay, well, that was a dumb take.
All right,
well, we didn't know. Yeah.
We were wrong.
Most
of the time.
I don't see anything wrong with 3 quarterbacks. I mean, especially because they're still in this COVID business. Like, I don't want to end up like the Denver Broncos where we have a running back playing quarterback in any of these situations. So, like, just take whoever is the 3rd string, put him in a hermetically sealed box, and don't let him out until it's time to play. Okay,
it's like the boy in a bubble. It's like those rolly balls. You just like roll them around.
I want him in the plastic bubble, please and thank you.
It was interesting with Chase Daniel because they asked him about it, about the looming cuts, and he said that they got some tough decisions to make in the next couple days, and we're ready for anything. 3-2, whoever it is, we both put our best foot forward, and whatever comes of it, comes of it. So,
yeah,
that also makes.
I think that he got dinged up in that Seahawks game.
He hurt his elbow.
He wasn't like dying to go back out there. It didn't seem like the kind of guy that was worried about not making the team.
Trey Pipkins was out there. I wouldn't want to go out there.
Well, he wasn't like, hey, I got to get out there. Like, I don't know if I'm going to make this team. You know, he was like, I'm kind of dinged up.
There's a confidence.
I'm good.
There's a little bit of confidence in that.
He's been in the league long enough. I don't know that he feels like he has anything to prove, but I don't know. If
he was competing for a job, though, if he was competing, I think I get what Kyle's putting down.
Yeah.
I'm picking up what he's putting down. Like, there was already a conversation beforehand. Like, we're all feeling pretty good about this quarterback situation.
Yeah. Right.
So I think that's a good point to call out.
And then looking at the running backs, Larry Roundtree led the Chargers this preseason with 122 yards on 22 carries, for those doing the math, 4.6 yards per carry.
He's our best preseason running back, hands down. And that was with limited carries. Like, he wasn't getting the lion's share of stuff. You know what I mean? He was sharing with Bradwell. He was sharing with Justin Jackson in the very beginning. He was
running behind guys like
Kelly.
Pumpkins.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. Like Trey Pumpkins.
Yep.
So it's pretty, I think Roundtree, just as a fan watching, I don't see practice. I don't know everything going on inside. But in my opinion, it's Eckler Roundtree in the depth right now. Like, that guy he's dynamic. He's explosive. He runs really hard.
Yeah.
He's got a little bit of a change of pace from Eck, and something a little bit more there than Kelly offers.
Yeah. And then who knows where Justin Jackson's at.
I don't know. He's still hurt. The guy's not
I
even
like to
playing.
watch Roundtree run a little more than Jackson. So that's just kind of my preference.
Yeah. He like he said, limited carries. I mean, 22 carries. That's like seven
3 games,
carries a game, and still putting up some
almost
impressive
5 yards a
numbers.
carry.
Yeah.
I'll take that all day.
All day. Most productive wide receiver, Josh Palmer, 10 catches for 65 yards.
Did you see that? Did you see that bobble catch that he got?
Oh,
Where he
sick.
got broken up, bobbled it, caught it, and then
that was a series after his first bad drop of the preseason.
Yeah.
So he made up for it quick, which is good. He has that mentality. I'm going to go make a big play.
Forget about that. I got this.
Yeah.
We'll juggle for you.
Yeah.
Just juggling.
He had that drop and he's like, "Oh shoot, they're gonna put me on special teams. I better go make a play.
I better do a magic trick."
They better go be on special teams. I'll go juggle this shit.
I'm excited for Palmer. I think because again, like this whole preseason, it's been underwhelming because it's all been backups, third string, fourth string guys that are not going to make the team, and so it's been pretty lackluster. But given the opportunity for him to be catching balls from Justin Herbert, I'm ready. Count me ready. Count me activated.
Do you guys want to hear a rumor that I heard?
Yeah.
Rumor mill, straight from the Charge Chat podcast. Beep, beep,
Bam, 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 bam. Whoa.
So I had somebody, I'm not going to say who, sent me a screen grab of Mike Williams' Instagram account, and he no longer has the Los Angeles Chargers as his description in the Instagram account.
Mike Williams.
You can do what you want with that. I don't know what to do with it, but you can do what you will with that.
Somebody's salty he didn't get an extension.
I want to look that up now.
Just Salt Bay.
Mike Will.
Running down the elbow.
Where you at, Mike Will? The real Mike Dub.
The real Mike Dub.
The real Mike Dub.
Can you confirm?
Yeah, so in his bio, it had the description of being a Los Angeles Charger, and it doesn't quite have that anymore. So I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, we just looked it up. He's only following a couple
just
people.
Drama. This is just drama rumors. I'm not saying this is real. We should be worried about it. I'm just conveying information that I heard. May or may not be true, but it's, had to bring it up.
Well, I mean, the wide receiver core is a crowded room. We've got a lot of quality guys in that position. So time will tell.
Time will tell.
And then as far as the most productive defensive player, Nick Neiman led the team with 28 tackles. He also led the entire league in the preseason.
Yeah, he just punched his ticket to making that roster with that preseason debut. He was all over the field, man.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I had to imagine that he would because we drafted him anyways. I mean, I don't know how many times.
He was a late round draft pick. You don't always get guys that step up and do that kind of thing. Late round
true,
draft pick.
I guess that's true. Yeah.
He was impressive sideline to sideline. His speed covered that area. Like, he was all over the place. So I don't know. I think it's promising.
There's something you can't quantify in a guy that can just find the ball.
Yeah.
A guy that just gets to the ball and makes tackles. Sometimes you can't put that in a 40 or put that in a shuttle or how strong he is. Some guys just are football players, and he's that kind of guy. He just is going to find the ball. Obviously, his role is going to be on special teams, and if you can find the ball on defense, you can find the ball on special teams. So he'll be a fun guy to watch. You
dodge a brick, you can dodge a ball.
Yeah, you can dodge a wrench, you can dodge a ball.
Dodge a wrench, that's right.
All right. And then he also, we've got a quote here from Neiman on his preseason performance. Coming into the league, obviously nothing's guaranteed. Just trying to come in here every day and learn as much as I can from the older guys and just try to find my way, find a role on the team, and do whatever I can to help us win games. That was my main goal.
You made the team, my man.
Yeah.
I have full confidence you will be on that roster.
Absolutely. Yeah. No, I don't think there's any question. I think he's definitely on there. It's interesting to see some of the 53-man roster predictions out there.
It is. That's what shows you so interesting about our team right now and the depth we have.
It's
And
all over the place.
it is all over the map.
Yeah.
It is everywhere. You know?
Yeah.
So
It's interesting.
We could put one together for you guys, but
You'll find out.
everyone
probably
else
when
is
this
doing
episode
it.
comes
We'd rather
out.
just
Go
hang
check
out
out
here with
everyone
you guys
else's.
and wait.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll hang out and wait, and we'll talk about the guys that actually make it.
By the time this episode comes out, there's no need for a prediction anymore. It'll be ready to go.
Yeah,
And then just a reminder, folks, go on over to chargerchat.com. Check out some of the sweet merch we've got. I think the Duggan Bros are both wearing some Charger Chat merch. Oh, yeah. We've got faces. We've got text. We've got it all, folks, for your T-shirt needs. Chargerchat.com. And we also created a members section on our page. A lot of you have already joined, and the group chats have already started. So please feel free to head on over there and sign up. We'll start hitting up some of our members for Fan Focus interviews in the future. So when these games start coming around, folks, well, I want to see some hyped Charger Chat listeners coming in to Fan Focus to hype us all up again. It's time to get shamelessly positive again, folks.
Shamelessly
all right,
positive. And
That's
be
where we
ready,
gotta
because
be.
I'm going to start hitting people up right after the game, because usually we do them a little early, but we're going to start doing it on Mondays. Keep an eye on that email. We're on that message box, because I'm going to hit you up. First one I hear back, that's our Fan Focus.
Winner, winner, chicken dinner. All right, folks. Well, now it's time to go over to our next segment, Coach's Corner.
Great moments are born from great opportunity.
All comes down to today.
You take this helmet and you put it right in his numbers, okay? I want to see nothing but snot bubbles in his nose.
A lot of people want to blame coaches for a lot of things.
Nobody puts coaches
straight up.
in his
And
corner.
we shut them down because we can.
Because I believed in you.
And I wish I could say something that was classy and inspirational, but it just wouldn't be our style.
Let's do it.
That's right, folks. It's time for another Coach's Corner. We reach into the bag of questions and we pull one out from a new guy, Sean Mitchell, certified fresh.
That's my job. Stop.
I'm
certified fresh.
I'm softballing it to you, and you're sitting there like a deer at the headlights.
But you literally, that was like 0.5 seconds.
You gotta be quick on the update,
Certified
Kevin.
fresh.
It's
Certified fresh.
It's episode
Certified
106. You've had
Certified
106
fresh.
episodes to
Certified
get on it. So all right. Sean Mitchell asking the question goes something like this. Not sure if it's been asked. In Staley's defense, we know that Bosa will occasionally drop in coverage. Now we know he likely won't be running with anyone in man-on-man action, but he would likely just drop back and cover the hot route. Can you explain what this would look like and how many interceptions Joey will have this season? Oh, Mr. Head.
Ooh, that's bad.
Oh, Mr. Slave.
Oh.
All right, Coach. Yeah, the rumor mill of Bosa now dropping back in coverage. We've yet to see it, obviously, because he hasn't played at all this preseason. And honestly, we didn't see it from any of the guys playing in his position this preseason. So we have no idea what to expect when it comes to that. What do you think we have to expect?
Yeah. So at the fan fest that I went to and watched a little bit of the practice, he played. We got to see it a little bit. I've already talked about how I think it's just exciting to have a different little wrinkle here and there. It's not going to happen a lot. He's not going to be doing it a whole ton. Obviously, like you said, Sean, he's not going to be turning and running one-on-one with any wide receiver or running back. Not. He's kind of a decoy, right? Like I had talked about this before, that when you see a Joey Bosa, you shift your pass protection based on where he's at on the field. You're assigning double teams to him if you have an open guy. You're keeping a running back in the backfield to help. And so if you're making all those adjustments for one guy and he drops out into his own, it throws off everything. So it just becomes that much more difficult to block him when he does rush. So it's just that wrinkle you add in to get that advantage. But like you said, the idea of him dropping into coverage, he's not going to be turning and sprinting to the flat. He's going to sit in what's called probably the hook to curl route. So that's right at linebacker depth. So he's only going to have to drop back 5, 6, 7 yards and maybe get a little bit of width, 2 or 3 yards. It's going to be like a little shuffle, and he's in his spot. I do think,
shuffle, if you will.
The Bosa shuffle, baby. Get ready for it.
I do think there is potential though for him to have an interception. I don't think it's going to be a lot. But there's potential there because as a quarterback, you see Bosa, you're expecting him to bring some kind of a pass rush. You're not expecting him to pop up and hit that little underneath route and be in front of it. So there is potential for him to be able to have an interception. And man, that would be a fun celebration to watch. That would be pretty cool. But yeah, I think it'll be a rare occurrence. But there's potential there for sure because it's going to be a surprise when he drops back.
Absolutely.
The Bosa shuffle.
The Bosa shuffle, folks. Get ready to do it. All right. Well, there you go, Sean. Coach took a look at your question and broke it down for you. And now it's time to go on to our next segment, Fan Focus. Let's see who we got on deck.
All right, guys, we're here with another Fan Focus, and we are super pumped to have Matt, also known as Getsomesports on Twitter. What is going on, Matt?
How you all doing today?
Dude, so pumped to talk with you. We interact a lot, so it's great to actually put a face to the Twitter handle. So it's nice to meet you.
Big fan, man. Big fan of everything you guys do there.
We appreciate it, man. And we appreciate all the sick-ass Tesla photos of you enjoying all the Charger stuff. That's amazing.
Well, Tesla's kind of made it possible for me to even be as big of a situation inside the SoFi Stadium and everything because it's a long drive for me.
I feel you. So
the car does it for me now.
Let's get into that a little bit. So, like, where are you from, and how did you become a Charger fan?
Yeah, so it started back in 1992. Actually, growing up as a kid, I grew up down the street from Anaheim Stadium. So don't get upset.
No, you get. You're SoCal, baby. SoCal.
Fan.
Yeah.
Started as a Rams fan.
Okay.
I grew up as a child watching Eric Dickerson and just all the greats. And I used to go to the games every weekend with my family, my grandpa and my father. So when they bailed and left to St. Louis, I watched a lot of Joe Montana. I was a big fan of his and Jerry Rice. And so I had dabbled a little bit with the 49ers for a little while. And one day in 1992 at about 6:30 in the morning, I got woken up by my father, by a neighbor who is basically like a mom and dad to me, like a second one. I was real close with their son and assistant coach their Little League baseball. And
sweet.
He was like, "Hey, wake your kid up. I got an extra ticket. We're going down to San Diego." And that was when I walked into Thunder Alley for the first time in 92. And I was a young kid. I mean, teenager, not sure what was going to happen. And I walked all the way down to the 50-yard line in the front row because he worked for Xerox.
Oh.
And they were a real big sponsor of Qualcomm Stadium at the time. And I'll never forget the moment I saw Junior Seau crack somebody. Like, I mean, really, he's like sitting behind a bench full of these giant men as a teenager. I was just blown away. And it was ever since that moment, I never looked back.
That is such a cool way to get introduced. Like, get up, let's go. Get ready for the rest of your life. You're going to this game.
Yeah,
you're going to be a Charger fan.
He actually flew into the players area and kind of lost his footing and ended up pretty close to us. And Junior Seau literally came off the field and came to get him and make sure he was okay. And I was just like, that is just like a total class act. Needless to know, after the game, we were going to meet him at his restaurant.
Seau's. I remember going there. I love going to Seau's.
And that was it, man. That was the moment. It just changed. Obviously, we had some bumpy roads.
Yeah.
After that, but yeah, I never left, man.
I love it. And you're definitely a proponent for Charger fans, and you're all over there getting people hyped up. So you were at the game. You were at the 49ers game. Tell us a little bit about what it was like being in SoFi, our new house, and like what it was like.
So I wasn't sure how the transition was going to happen because I made quite a few drives. And the perks to this moment is that, I get to go see my dad a little bit more because he still lives in Southern California. So I get to go check on him. But so I ended up going to see my seats with a tour. I didn't even know it wasn't game day. Like, they were like, we're going to have like a game day type feel. The DJ was playing his music. The fog was going. I mean, it was just I ran out of there just screaming, and the DJs were going nuts because my seats are right next to the DJ booth.
Oh, cool.
And yes, the Cannon too.
Yeah. The brown sound of what I hear.
But the Cannon's going to need some help if it thinks it's going to beat me. I promised Eckler he's going to hear me from 209. I can tell you that. So I treated it like game day. And then the day came where the Die Hard Bull Club notified me that we were going to be going on the field for the fan tour, the SoFi tour. And I was like, wait, on the field? And they were like, yeah. I didn't know I was going to be running out of the tunnel. And I kind of lost a piece of myself and ended up thinking I was in game day mode. And I came out running out of that tunnel screaming. And I don't know if anybody has videos, but I totally apologize. I mean, everyone turned on the field and looked at me. I was like, oh, we weren't supposed to do all that.
That's amazing.
So game day came. I show up at this preseason game, and I mean, yeah, I've been to Thunder Alley and I've been in communication with a lot of people from Twitter, man. I'm truly blessed by all of them. Enrique, you may know him as the chapter president of Die Hard Bolt Club Inland Empire. I mean, they're really active, and he kind of took me under his wing. And one day I got the notification that the Bay Area was going to start up, and I was like, oh, I need this. I definitely need some more fans around here. I'm in enemy territory
for sure.
Up until the Raiders finally moved and got out of here, but I'm still in 49er territory. So I knew they were going to come out there. But man, Thunder Alley is just so much love and just food and people and just great times. And I met so many Twitter people, and for all of us that we met each other and don't even realize we did, hey, we're here, man. And I can tell you right now, I don't know that 65-35 split. I think it's a little off. I think we had more than that. And I was very impressed with the turnout.
Awesome. Yeah. It looked good. People were harping on it, but I was like, dude, well, red is easier. It pops out more. So calm down a little bit there. But we have it was a good turnout. I remember going to the soccer stadium, which we refer to it as, and we got overwhelmed there. It was not 60-30. So this is improvements, man. It's good.
Yeah, and it's going to get better. I mean, obviously, you're in the city of champions now. So the Dodgers know this better than anybody. You can spend all the money you want in the world when it comes to sports to win something. But if you're not winning in LA, you become an afterthought real quick. Kobe knew this.
Sure.
And I grew up a huge Laker fan. I grew up a diehard Angel fan, still am till this day. And I know all about what it's like to torture as a fan, and go through it. But I'm not going to fail. I'm not going to falter. It is what it is. It don't matter. Like, Bolt God said it best as well when I was hanging out with him at the game, which, by the way, shout out to Bolt God and Osito and Bolt Up Thor, over there in section 103, man, that place is going to be live. And so look out for that area because they had a lot of fans. And, he basically just said, it's not about the split, the percentage of fans. It's about the ones that are still there. The rest are going to either come back or we're going to gain more because Herbie's on another planet, man.
For sure.
That kid. And boy, you guys talk about the size, and we joke a lot about it. But when I showed up at training camp, I lost my marbles, man. I mean, I was literally, I was standing on the fence line, and I apologize for the whole video of me screaming in the camera when he was doing the punt catches. I did no idea that was NFL Network next to me. I mean,
that's awesome.
I'm a true fan, man. I live, eat, and breathe this. My wife will tell you. Yeah, I have an addiction to the Chargers. And the fan base is amazing. And it doesn't matter how many there are. It really doesn't. You guys need to come out to Thunder Alley, show up. It's easier on the parking. You park wherever you want. You walk over there, and you don't got to stress rushing into the stadium. And it's really close. The stadium is easy to walk in. We just had an all-out blast, man. It was just a bunch of fans having fun, kids playing football, throwing cornhole everywhere. I mean, the kids were having a blast. It's just a all-out family thing that Brian Bolts and Mike Luiviano and Lisa and just everybody that has really started this whole thing with Die Hard Bolt Club. We got some exposure from the news, and really just to let people know, it doesn't matter about the numbers. We're worldwide, man. We're around this globe. We are wrapped 100%. Around this globe. Doesn't matter how many, but there's people like yourself and your family there at Charger Chat, man. You're all repping in enemy territories. Some of you aren't, some of you are. It doesn't matter, but it don't matter if it's one or if it's 65,000, which I think we almost hit, by the way.
That's awesome.
For that 49er game. I don't know the exact numbers, but man, it was loaded and it was electric.
Well, man, it was such a pleasure meeting you, Matt. I can't wait to meet you at Thunder Alley, and we can make some new memories in our new stadium and get it rolling.
Sure. When will that be?
We will be at the Cowboys game. The flights are booked. The plans are made. Right. We will be there.
Yeah, be there at Thunder Alley. Die Hard Bolt Club, man. We're going to be there supporting anybody we can, and we're there for the fans, and we're looking forward to this season. We got something special building. You all better strap in. It's going to be an electric ride, you guys. The Chargers are coming, bolt up. I'm telling you. And if they ain't coming, I'm bringing all of it. From the Bay to LA, I'm coming. 16 hours driving. It don't matter if the car's doing it or me, man. I'm coming, and I'm coming to rep as much as I can.
Well, we appreciate that, and we're bringing it too, and it's going to be a great season, man. So thank you again for your time, brother.
All of you guys, you Charger Chat, Guilty as Charged, Shock Therapy, Locked On Chargers, man. You guys have all made me a better fan. Honestly, appreciate that. I learned a lot, especially you, Coach. Hey, I like the little numbers there. Helps me a lot. I can't forget my man Wool Dog, though. I got to get to talk to that man one day.
No,
get me
for
on
sure.
with him.
We will for sure. We'll get it rolling, man. So thanks again, man. It was such a great time meeting you, and we'll talk to you soon.
For sure, man. Thank you. Bolt up.
Hey, don't threaten me with a good time. All right. Don't threaten me with a good time. Oh my God. That was awesome, dude.
What a good interview. Thanks, man.
Dude, he it's so funny. If you're on Twitter, you see he's doing all Charger podcasts, and he has a sick Tesla, and he's watching it on there, and he sends pictures.
It is crazy. Yeah.
The dude lives in the Bay Area and drives down for all the games, like most of the games and all the fan events. Like, that is a diehard Charger fan. Diehard Bolt Club. That is like should be one of the faces of diehard Bolt Club. Like, that's a commitment, dude.
Yeah.
A 16-hour round trip to go see your team. So we're pumped to be associated with you, man. It's pretty great. Keep it up.
Yeah, you really brought the energy, dude. That was I cannot wait to see you at Thunder Alley and everybody else. It's gonna be so much fun. It's going to be overwhelming, to say the least. So it's going to be just an awesome, good time. Thank you again, buddy, for stopping by and hanging out with us at Charger Chat. All right, well, now it's time to go over to our main man, Craig. It's the time for the Craig Experience.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Come on in, man. Kick your feet up.
Oh,
Craig Experience.
hello there.
Make yourself at home. Got some stuff to talk about, right? Moving on.
So before we get things started off this week, sure as many of you guys have heard, there is a Category 4 hurricane that is bearing down on Louisiana and New Orleans and surrounding areas. As we speak, actually, by the time you hear this, the worst of it should be over. But, if you guys know your history about Louisiana and Hurricane Katrina, this is actually about the anniversary of it. So having another storm that is touching land that's actually stronger than that, you can imagine what that's going to look like for the area in the coming days and weeks. So any of your prayers and well wishes would be greatly appreciated. I have a bunch of family in town right now. Some of them are actually staying at my house. So if you hear, in addition to my children, some others, that is the reason why. So your forgiveness in advance is requested. But again, any, prayers, well wishes, kind words you guys have to just put out there in the atmosphere, thanks in advance. That said, let's move along. CC gang. Big salute, and to the rest of the Bolt fam, what is going on? It's your guy Craig in Texas, and welcome to another edition of the Craig Experience. Quick pop quiz for you guys. What was the best part about last night's game? I'll give you a second. Okay, that's enough. If you guess the fact that it's over, then you are 1000% correct. You really have to love the game of football to stick around for 4 quarters of back of the roster, potential practice squad, bouncing from team to team guys. That quality of football is not fun for anyone. Again, if you're a football junkie and or nerd, you deal with it, you drudge through it, you take it for what it is. And so hopefully you didn't go into last night's game with any real high expectations. You were just looking for particular players. Some fared okay or pretty good, others not so much. And so the separation of guys who you want on the team and who you want no parts of should be pretty clear at this point. What you can basically glean from preseason games is that if your team gets thrashed, as we did last night, then you probably have a depth issue. And boy, holy, are there a few, particularly on the offensive line. You guys saw what that was about last night. Geez, look, let's just go ahead and get this out of the way. Put Trey Pipkins out of his misery. If homie makes this roster, I'm going to prison. So if you guys want to start a GoFundMe now for my bail, cool. I got other bills and stuff to pay, so it's probably not super smart of me. I'm sure my wife wouldn't appreciate it. But, dude, it's got to be done. After last night, before last night, it was very clear that this project has failed. Time needs to fall on the sword and just let it go. Outside of that, Larry Roundtree, my boy Larry, is coming for that QB 2 or 3 spot. I'm sorry, running back 2 or 3 spot. If Larry could throw the rock, then maybe he could help us with this QB 2 carrying maybe 3 possibility. Geez, that sounds so stupid. Why would they carry 3 QBs? I hope that's a lie. Tom, don't do it. We need that extra roster spot. It's valuable. It'd be really nice to have some quality depth in other areas that are more important. So hopefully he's just playing some sort of elaborate chess game. God, please. Now, regarding the defense, the deficiencies seem pretty clear-cut to me. On the back end, there are some problems when you start talking about, well, I mean, again, I know that Staley refers to them as all just DBs. He tries not to get specific about any particular positions, whether they be exclusively cornerbacks or safeties. But for the purpose of this conversation, let's talk about a guy who plays a specific role on the outside, and that's Brandon Faison. Buddy, the open field cannot be where you wet the bed, my man. In one-on-one tackling situations with running backs and wide receivers, you got to be able to stay square and at least make contact. But dude was whiffing badly. Seems like he plays out over his skis most of the time. Zero balance, chest over his toes, leaning forward, and he ends up face planting, and it looks horrible. His coverage wasn't much better. I know that they see somebody who's long and rangy and has decent athleticism, but I don't think we feel very good about the prospects of trotting him out there at any given time if one of the guys goes out. And I think we just need to go ahead and stop lying about there being a competition at CB2 between he and ASJ. I know who I want out there, but to each his own. Oh, the nightmare won't stop. Special teams. Okay, the kicker position. Vizcaino, it was yours. You had it. And now what it seems like is that the Chargers are probably just going to end up going with the devil they know in Michael Badgley. He's skated pretty nicely here in the last few games. He boots the 50-yarder last week, makes his extra point, gets the ball into the end zone a couple times, and he walks out of this game without having to take a rep. You lucky, lucky bastard, you. But again, who feels comfortable about that? Not me. We'll have to see where this goes. There are a couple guys out there that I think the Chargers should consider. And I mean, you know, they have their shortcomings as well, but at least you get more competition going or someone who has a little bit more potential. Either way, this can't be the answer, but it looks like it more than likely will be. So hang on, guys. We're in for another wild ride, apparently. Boo. Award time. This one might be a little rough. Well, at least on one hand. Let's just go ahead and we're going to try to end this on a more shamelessly positive note. So we'll start with the WWAGDs. Again, the What We Ain't Gonna Do award. What we ain't gonna do is keep Trey Pipkins on this freaking roster. I'm going to play that tune all night long, Lionel Richie style. Get that kid out of here. Put him on the first thing smoking. Hopefully, he didn't even catch the plane back from Seattle. Just leave him where he is. He's got a family to tend to, so he can find something to keep him busy. Newborn, got nothing else to do. Just go home and help out the wifey. Recalibrate. Seems like a smart guy. Not sure what he majored in college, but I think the football side of things might be done. But at least it has to be in LA. Jesus, please. Now, as far as the Certified Gangster Award, that's the rough one, but, there was a silver lining there. Chris Rumpf played pretty well. I saw Buddy out there utilizing some techniques that he must have picked up from hanging out with the Big Bear. Some, straight arm stuff, to where he's getting some extension and utilizing leverage. He's got to work on setting the edge, but we also know that there's some issues with size there, and he'll get bigger and stronger, so I'm not super concerned about it, but I like the development I saw. So really, really happy about that. Guys, I don't really have a question this week. Just really happy that, preseason's over. We can start looking at some legitimate football here coming up against the Washington football team. Cannot wait to see our first round draft pick versus Chase Young for round 3. Ought to be epic. So that being said, you already know what it is. Bold, gang, or do not bang. See you guys next week. Okay. Love you. Bye-bye.
All night long. All night.
That's right.
All night long. Yep.
All
and don't
right.
go to jail. It's not worth it.
Yeah, it's not worth it.
Couple
Trey
things.
Pipkins is the worst.
A couple things there, Craig. Yeah. Number one, don't go to jail, okay? Because the one thing that we do really need to seriously prep for is Pipkins making the roster. Now,
no.
The caveat.
No,
the
don't you put that out there.
Stop.
With
No,
you,
let
you
me
stop.
make my point.
You stop.
Be prepared for him to make the roster because our depth at that position is not great. And we just cut Tyree St. Louis, who... So, the thing I think that we need to prepare for that I've heard plenty of people making mention... Can I make my point? Can I make my point?
Excuse me, can I finish?
Can I finish?
Okay, I finished.
Okay. Be prepared to see who gets cut from some of these other teams. We might hold on to Trey Pipkins for a hot second and then drop him like a sack of potatoes to pick up somebody else because, again, just the need for depth at that position is the situation. Number two.
Yep.
Number two.
You said 1 point, but it didn't.
No, I had other points. I said number 1, and here comes number 2.
Okay.
I like the way that
like I said, we don't do math well.
This power situation. Yeah. Go, Adam.
Power shift.
Number
Continue.
2, thoughts and prayers to everybody out in Louisiana and Craig's family. Please be safe. Take care of yourselves and anybody that can help out in those situations, please do. Our hearts are with you there, Craig, and your family.
100%. Glad you have a lot of.
Aren't you glad I made that point, asshole?
Yeah, wow, I sound like a real dick.
You should have led with that one.
Yeah,
now
dude,
I feel like a dick.
I thought you were talking about
That was a
Pipkins more.
setup.
I was like, let's get all negative. But no, absolutely, I'm glad you have some family with you and you're taking care of that, and that's just awesome of you, Greg. So hopefully everyone's
But back to
safe.
Dickens. That guy's got to go.
Dickpins.
He's a real dipshit.
Trust me.
There's no
want
way. I
him
don't
gone.
care. I don't care who gets waiver we have to go claim. I know there's a lot of buzz right now over Tyrell Cosby. He played at Oregon. He knows Justin. He just got cut by the Lions. He's played a lot of football for them, and
I love it.
Done a really good job.
I love it.
There's already guys. He has to be a million times better than Trey Pipkins.
Yeah,
You know what we
the
could
guy
do?
doesn't even get hands on people, so it doesn't matter who we sign. Every team in the NFL is cutting a tackle that's better than Trey Pipkins.
Here's what I'd do. I'd trade for Sam Tevy, who just blew his ACL. That's how much I don't want Trey Pipkins. I'll take Sam Tevy
Bring
with
back
no
Bud Heavy
ACL
as a
over Trey
tackle.
Pipkins.
Yeah.
That's what I'm looking for here.
Yeah.
We love you. I'm sure you're a great person, Trey.
Yeah.
You just can't be on the Chargers.
Yeah.
You can't have it.
You're struggling this position, and we hate to have this conversation, but we got to let
Trey,
you go.
you're making us go to the bargain bin at Walmart for linemen. That's how desperate we are because you're so
gonna
bad.
Send our boy to jail. You got to go.
Dude, you're liability to the fans, man. People are going to need bonds left and right. Maybe you should become a bail bondsman.
Yeah. So I would say be prepared for him to make the team, but not necessarily make it to week 1.
Okay.
Thank you.
Tuesday evening will be so much better if the Pipkins.
Again, we record this episode on Mondays. We don't know what's going to happen. Hopefully he's already gone. Yeah. And yeah. And Craig is not in jail. So
And also, second point, face on bad as well. Bad.
Yeah.
I tried a couple weeks back.
You really did.
To have his back, show some good tape. Man, he has not gotten any better. He is. I don't know if he's still hurt or what's going on. He wasn't hurt. He left for family stuff earlier in the preseason, right? Yeah. So yeah, he's just not there. That was a really poor performance. He got that running back that was making everyone look silly, really put a show on face on in the open field. So yeah, he's just, that's not it. He's not it. I don't know if maybe he's depth, a special teams guy, but he's not the guy out there at corner.
Yeah. Well,
I will fall on that sword. That was a bad take.
Yeah.
that did not age well at all. I don't have your back anymore, face on. Sorry, dude.
There you go.
Bro.
Yeah, we are not ashamed to admit when we're wrong here at the Charger Chat podcast. So, all right. Well, now it's time to move on to our next segment. Ask Boltfam.
Time to put your money where your mouth is.
Hi, guys.
Don't jam a thumb up his butthole. That's what you do.
I wet myself in excitement.
Bosa hungry.
Your thoughts are like totally appreciated.
Catch you later, dude.
Okay, love you, boy. All right, folks. A lot of you turned out for Ask Boltfam this week, and we started off with Gruder McBolt.
Certified Fresh?
Hey, thank you. Yeah. Real quick on the upswing.
I was like, that name is so rad. I feel like I've heard that before, but Certified Fresh.
That's right. Gruder McBolt coming in with the first question goes something like this.
I have a question for you guys. This is my first one, so I hope it goes well. Why are the Chargers signing more linebackers than offensive linemen during preseason? Is it because of how bad special teams is? Oy vey. Okay, bye-bye.
That was my best friend Drescher. That's a new
She
one.
is the most annoying voice.
All right. So signing more linebackers than offensive linemen during the preseason. I honestly didn't even notice this or realize this.
Well, we signed a crap ton of linemen. They were just all of our starters. We got a whole brand new first string. So
that's right. Yeah.
We did bring in a lot of guys, but the depth, obviously, it's hard, man. When you look at a roster, we'd love to be 3 deep at every spot with a stud. That's just not realistic. It takes time through the draft to be able to do that. And when you miss a couple of times, you get set back. So right now we are struggling in depth at the O-line, but yeah, I think that the backer is an awesome thing with special teams. That makes everything better. And as we saw last year, injuries pop up in every position. So those guys are very versatile. And yeah, I think that's probably why we have signed so many of them.
I have a slightly different take. I think the big reason why is because, Coach Staley's coming in, defensive-minded coach with the new scheme.
That's kind of what I was thinking. Yeah.
He probably needs to see a few more guys. You know what I mean?
Just wanted to see more, yeah.
Wanted to see some more flexibility at the linebacker position because they're having to do a lot of stuff. So, like, bringing in guys like Fackrell, which I'm excited about him. Some of these other guys that are outside guys, like it just makes that's what first came to mind was that it's a defensive coach, new defensive scheme. Got to get eyes on those guys. So
yeah, cool.
It's interesting. We'll see. We need more offensive linemen, obviously. But yeah, that's my thought.
All right. Well,
hopefully we don't need more offensive linemen. Hopefully we just need the 5.
The right ones. Yeah,
that's
or
right.
they just don't get hurt. Like I said,
we
the
just
5
use the
Pro
5
Bowlers.
Yep.
The Chargers' entire offense is the AFC West, the AFC Pro Bowl.
There you go. Yeah, we should be so lucky.
Yep.
All right. There you go, Gruder McBolt. Thanks for asking the question. We move on now to Coach Lago, who asked the question.
Scheiße! Gruden looks determined to recreate the 18 Bolts D. He could and did, and now instead of having a better defense, they'll still be merely 4th best in the division. The Chargers, the Donkeys, und the Kermits. We are laughing. Yeah, we are laughing at you. The question is, which was more painful, this week's performance or Perryman going back to Blitzkrieg allergic Bradley in Vegas? Prost, kid, love you, bye.
Frost.
Oh yeah,
Perriman. This is easy. This game didn't matter.
Perriman,
my heart matters.
Perriman is broken for as long as he's there. This loss and this preseason loss, it's a preseason game. Who gives a shit? Like it's just,
and it came out of nowhere too.
Right.
This was a complete blindside
to everybody involved. Perriman didn't have a choice to go there. He was traded there.
Yeah,
that still
sucks. It was just a total blindside out of nowhere. So that was painful to see. I
want to propose a question. So in my office, you've all seen the background for Fan Focus. There's a signed Perriman jersey up there. Should I retire that until he's no longer a Raider? I need your opinions and thoughts via Twitter or YouTube. Tell me what to do. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I mean, you might want to like just put it in a closet for a hot minute, but I don't
just leave it up there. Just put like a something over it, like a sheet over it, so you know it's there, but we're just not proud of it.
Yeah.
There you go. Yeah.
More of a statement piece for my office.
Yeah. I think it's a good conversation starter. Like, what's that? And like, well.
Or just put years. You know, like
started.
when someone's born to when someone dies, like put the years that he played on the Chargers.
Oh, like a headstone. There you go.
Yeah, like a headstone.
Yeah, like a little plaque. Just put a little plaque.
That's a great idea.
I like it. Hey, if anybody else has some good thoughts, put them down in the comments.
We're going to remember him for what he did well and not his. Well, honestly, it's not his fault. The poor guy just got shipped off to Vegas. Yeah.
It's not his fault. No. All right. Well, there you go. Shit. Coach Lago, there's our answer. Thanks for asking the question. We move on now to Will the Beast, who asked the question. I think we've had him on before.
Shit.
I think we need, we seriously, I think need to make a list.
You miss 100% of the shots you don't take.
Yeah.
Or you guys can just let us know if this is your first time. Put certified fresh. That'll make Kevin's life a lot easier.
That would make me so much easier. Or if you want to keep making me look like an idiot, like I'm happy to be it. I'll be your dancing clown.
Kevin loves doing that.
Certified fresh.
All right. And actually, there's another question here asked by Philip. You guys both kind of asked the same question, but I think you both make some good points. So back-to-back questions coming in hot. Goes something like this.
I'm Philipping out as certified fresh.
I don't think he's certified fresh either, my dude.
I've never heard of him. Maybe.
I don't think I'll have to go.
Just
check
leave
it
in.
All right.
Whatever. Whatever.
How do you guys feel about not playing starters in preseason? Obviously, this can let players avoid injuries, but I've also heard former pros saying that taking those preseason hits prepares your body to take those same hits when the season comes around, thus avoiding injuries. Kid, love you, bye. And then Philip. Oh, here comes Philip.
What's your take on the preseason approach and so many not playing? Time will tell, but game film evaluation seems limited. Kickers don't get to kick, backup QBs couldn't throw, so wide receivers weren't given opportunities to catch, etc. Not sure of the alternatives.
All right. So, yeah, you both make, I think, really good points, but
I'm just pretend you're one of these teams that has an injury and how you would feel about this.
Yeah.
Like, do you want to let them get in that minor car accident to like feel what whiplash feels like again? Or do you want to be like, all right, you've had whiplash before in previous seasons.
Do you want a reminder of how it feels?
Yeah. Do you want me to I'm not like, and this is a totally different playing field now.
Right.
The season's longer. This is different than the 4 games. Like
That's
when you
true,
have your starters out, it's just a different ball game. So, I look at some of these teams with these injuries that happen, and I'm like, that's not us right now. And that's Charger football usually.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We're as long, God forbid, everything, knock on wood, everything's good the next 2 weeks, and we walk into the season with all of our starters.
Yeah.
That's we're already at better place than a lot of these other teams.
Yep.
Yeah. And like you said, time will tell, but as of right now, I think it's trended in the right direction.
Yeah.
Like we're going with 22 starters. I take that as a W.
Absolutely.
When at practice, they're touching each other. So I think we'll be okay.
I think that's the big thing, too. I think Staley's been asked that question as far as not having preseason or not playing as starters in the preseason. And the answer has been like, we're playing pretty hard out here in practice. Like these guys are really going at each other, especially when you're playing against other teams. Like when they did the practice against the 49ers, like those guys are giving it their all. And we saw it with Derwin getting a 99-yard pick 6 in practice. So, and again, I think if you look at what happened last year, where we didn't even have a preseason, nobody had a preseason, not even the new guys had preseason games to work with, and it's not. I don't think it's the end. I mean, and we still suffered injuries last year without a preseason. So you're damned if you do and damned if you don't.
Yep.
But I think the lack of a preseason, going into this first game as healthy as we could possibly be, I think is an absolute win. And I think these guys are ready to go.
Those old guys in the NFL also played a different game. They were getting hit a lot harder. Yeah. Guys aren't getting hit now, blindsided, getting your head on a swivel, learning, like getting that feel back is a little bit probably different than what the guys are now.
Well, like
quarterbacks don't even get hurt. So
like blindside blocks are technically blindside blocks anymore.
They're illegal, yeah.
But I just saw one that isn't technically what I've always known as a blindside block. It's just like the game has changed so much. They're trying to eliminate these injuries, which is lowering these high risk hits. It's more the trenches stuff.
Yeah.
The wide receivers don't want to get hit. They're
It's all
always avoiding
cuts.
hits.
It's cuts,
bruises,
and
broken fingers, like basic stuff that you tape up as a lineman. They're not finesse players. So I'm not that concerned about it, but we may be wrong. We'll find out. But I will say one thing. Washington doesn't have much tape on what we're planning to do for them week 1.
Exactly.
We'll just say that.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, there you go. Will DeBeast and Philip, thanks for asking the question. We move on now to Nick, a.k.a. Defense Huge, and Daniel Owallen, another back-to-back question because you guys pretty much asked the same question, so it goes something like this.
We see here in their natural habitat, the kickers look unsure, like fish out of water. Their survival is uncertain unless they start hitting it through the bloody uprights. Is it too late to sign a kicker, or should we let life run its course with these two? Okay. We made it through the off-season, mahalo, dudes. So, I'm kind of feeling nervous about who our kicker will be. Can you settle my nerves? I'm, playing straight-up Marco Brolo out in the water looking for our next kicker. Does Tim Tebow kick? I mean, fuck. All right. Okay, later on, dudes. Later on, dudes.
Sir Attenborough and Surfer Bro.
And Surfer Bro. What a combo, right?
That was a lethal combo. That was great. The transition was quite spectacular. Well done.
Yeah, dude. This kicker situation still feels like a coin toss, doesn't it?
I don't know. I'm still leaning Vizcaino.
Sure.
Stronger leg. And here's the thing. What I was watching in some of the kicks that Vizcaino missed, I compare it to golf, and maybe I'm speaking out of my ass, and most of the time I am.
It's the Charger chat.
The
We all are,
Vizcaino
baby.
misses, there's still, these things are dead straight down the middle.
Mhm.
He just missed it. What Badgley does is he gets a hook. He kind of slices it if you were playing golf, and these balls look like they're going straight, and then they flutter away.
Down
So
and to the left.
Down and to the left.
Down.
Am I right?
And to the left.
JFK, what's up? I'm just saying, I'm just tired of the down and to the left or up and to the left or up and to the right or down to the left. Just a guy that his kick, I just go straight. I know it's the most dumb, simple way to put it. I just feel more confident in that miss than I do most of the time with Badgley's regular kicks, because they're all over the place.
We know what we have with Badgley, right? We've
It's a
already
new
been
Christmas-
there, done
it's a
that. So
Christmas
it's not as
toy.
exciting.
Yeah, it's not as exciting.
Vizcaino's new, he could be great. We don't know yet.
Mm-hmm.
Could Badgley turn around and do better? Yes. But could he also stay the same and us be pissed off all year? Yes. I think the Vizcaino is the more exciting signing for fans. But I just don't know how you make that decision right now. With what we've seen from preseason, they both have misses. They both have makes. There's nothing that's been so distinctly different between the two. It's going to have to come down to practice and kind of what the coaches feel.
It'd be interesting. Staley would have some big huevos if he just cut both of them and picked up a guy off the waiver, one of the guys that got cut.
Well, I think that was gonna be my take. There is one of the things that I saw in early cuts. Colts wave kicker Eddie Pinheiro, who was, by all accounts from these articles, was pretty impressive. And I mean, he's going up against Blankenship, who was just a stellar kicker for Indianapolis. That guy is a total stud. So it makes sense to cut this guy. But hey, Tommy, I know we're 13th on the waiver wire, but we might want to look at Mr. Eddie Pinheiro out of Indianapolis. That's all I'm going to say about that.
I don't know, dude. Kicker game is so confusing. You could bring him in here and he lands in LA and he does what these other guys are doing. They've had a full camp with these guys, so at this point, there's the camaraderie, there's that relationship.
Kickers are in their own world, dude. They're out there kicking. They go to the.
I don't
locker
know,
room,
dude. Badgley is a part of the team. He went to the golf
I think he's
Invitational.
an anomaly. I feel like he's very different than most situations with the kicker.
Yeah, he has confidence. It just doesn't always translate to his kicking
to making
football.
kicks. Yeah. I think it's a coin toss. I think we could see some moving and shaking once everybody makes their cuts and roster spots get made. But You gotta trust the coaches. When they pick whoever they pick, they're picking them for a reason. And in Staley we trust. So there you go. Nick and Daniel Llewellyn, thanks for asking the question. We move on now to Carl Havoc.
Certified fresh.
There you go. Who asked the question?
There you go, big guy. Good job.
Coach Kyle, how do you feel about Nick Novak as the head coach for Maranatha?
Probably didn't say that right.
That was a good. That was pretty darn close. It's Maranatha.
Maranatha.
Yeah.
Wingardium Leviosa.
Not Leviosa.
Yeah. Who knew? Nick Novak.
Yeah. So that's where I was the head coach at for a couple of years here in San Diego. And yeah, Nick's been he's been using the field. I think he lives in that community. And he was using the field to train some of his kickers, and
including Tristan Vizcaino.
Yeah. So somehow or another,
Maranatha.
he became the head coach. Pretty cool that one of my predecessors is Nick Novak. I'm going to put that on my LinkedIn.
There you go. Who knew that you were 6 degrees away from Nick Novak?
Right.
Sloppy second.
Their kicking game is going to be solid.
Oh, it's going to be
at the high school level. That special teams will be great.
None of this like dribbling onside kicks every play.
My philosophy would not hang with Coach Novak. No way.
And I'm sure they'll have a porta potty on the sideline for Nick, just in case. So
yeah,
there you go, Carl.
nice callback. That was awesome.
Like, I'll take the job, but only if I have a personal
There's got to be a porta potty nearby, just in case. All right, let's move on now to DS378. God, dude.
You got to give him.
I'm not. You got in my head.
Throw him something.
You got in my head. I'm usually super confident on this, but you got in my head.
He's terrified.
I'm scared of messing up. I'm just gonna go with my gut, and you tell me I'm wrong. Moving
Fair enough.
Okay?
Just say certified fresh to every single one.
No, I'm not, because I know Okie Doggy is definitely not certified fresh.
All right.
Okie Doggy.
Let's start with DS378, who asked the question.
Aside from Justin Herbert, Keenan Allen, etc., who do you think is the most important player that stays healthy? Slater, Lindsley, or Kenneth Murray?
Slater.
There's no depth there.
Lindsey's a huge one, though. He's the guy that I don't know. I watched
a stud, but Questenberry didn't look bad this preseason.
I watched
I thought he looked okay.
The last game he missed a couple protections, and that he got the one big hit on Daniel came up the middle, and it was just
okay.
I
think
shot.
Any offensive lineman is the most. Any of our starting O line.
Yeah.
Any five. The depth gets real soft after. Yeah.
I think we can all agree. Kenneth Murray. I love Kenneth Murray, and I can't wait to see how he does now. But our linebacker core,
our depth at linebacker, I think
good.
Is the strongest in the team. Yeah,
and they can scheme to help people. Offensive line, you can only put in so many tight ends to help with a chip block. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You know what I mean?
You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm putting down?
Yeah.
I think if I had to choose, I'll say Slater. I think he's going to be pretty crucial. I'm
going to go Lindsley because he's the quarterback of that offensive line.
Sure.
You don't miss those protections when you have somebody pointing them out and getting people in the right place.
They're both very important.
All three of these guys are VIPs.
We need them all.
Yeah, we need them all. Please and thank you. But thank you for asking the question, DS378. Moving on now to Okie Doggy.
Certified old.
Who asked the question?
Certified OG.
Certified OG.
There you go. Once more into the fray. Into the last good fight I'll ever know. Live and die for this day. Live and die for this day. Another season comes our way, and with it a new opportunity for 32 teams competing of the Lombardi Trophy. I don't know who will win, but I do know that the road to LA all starts this week because NFL football is back. But I will say that I have never been excited like I have been this year, starting from the hiring of Brandon Staley. He makes me want to run the ball again one last time. Regardless of what happens this season, I am fully committed to the team because I am a damn masochist like every Charger fan. So my question to you guys, what are some bold predictions you have this season for the team and or for some players? And what place can we finish where we can collectively say the season was a success, even if we didn't win the Super Bowl? Now here's to a season where the injury bug doesn't exist. There are no hiccups in the fourth quarter. Donkey's not trading for a QB.
the Raiders being worse off this year, the team playing efficient football, and to the vision of this team hosting the Lombardi Trophy at SoFi Stadium over the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. You got to be taken.
All right, bold predictions. Okie doggy asking for them right out of the gate. We haven't even had a game yet.
I'm gonna back up. I'm gonna say, like, what would make this a successful season for me?
Yeah.
If we don't win the Super Bowl, everyone wants to win the Super Bowl.
Obviously.
Winning a playoff game is a very successful season. If we win one playoff game, I'm gonna be very happy, and I think we'll all be much happier than we were at the beginning of this year. My bold prediction: we make it to the AFC Championship game. That's my bold prediction.
I like it. I would say for me, my bold prediction is Justin Herbert is going to break every sophomore record out there.
I don't even know what those are. I'm gonna look.
I don't either, but he's going to break them.
He's going to break that shit.
They're going to be broken.
Number one. How about this? Number one fantasy quarterback, Justin Herbert.
Ooh, that is bold. I back it. I 100% support it.
All right, cool.
I like it. All right, Kyle, bold prediction. Successful season. Pick a choice.
How does it become a successful season? I don't know. It's like, if I look from what we've had in the past, I guess, winning a playoff game. But I don't know. Like, if we win a game and lose in the second round, like we did a couple years ago, it didn't feel like, that was awesome. I guess AFC Championship, but like, even like further back, I want to win the AFC West. If we can win the AFC West, I think no matter what happens after that, that was a very successful season.
That's a good pull. I like that. And we get a bye if you do that. So you actually technically win a playoff game, hypothetically, technically.
I like it. All right.
Maybe.
And any bold predictions?
We win the AFC West.
I love it. All right.
Done and done.
Double down.
Excellent. There you go, Okie doggy. Let's move on now to Blonded Surfer, who asks the question.
Certified fresh. Leave it in. I'm not on my game right now with the freshness.
Scared.
I'm literally a deer in the headlights.
All right, hey guys, I'm back. Yo, what up, bruh? How are my fellow water riders doing, okay? One question for you, all of you. It's not about the charges or anything related. Who's each of your guys' favorite artist or band of all time? Would like to know who my surf tube and bras like to slap on when they're waxing boards. All right.
Whoa, we got some competition. Llewellyn, there's another surfer in your midst.
The surfers, dude. Whoa.
All right.
All right.
Waves.
Top band or musical artist?
I don't know if I can't go all time. That's too hard. I can give you right now. That's easy right now.
Let's hear it.
I listen to my favorite band right now is Royal Blood, like a rock band. I just love them so much. I saw them on tour with Foo Fighters, and it's just two guys, bassist, guitarist. And it's like heavy melodic music, and I love it. It gets me ready for game day.
Is that the one that you sent me the music video?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah, no, that was awesome. I do love
they're my band right now. So if you haven't checked out Royal Blood, if you want to listen to music,
I like it.
Badass. That's mine.
All right, Coach.
Man, that's so hard. I think, and it's hard
Village
for anyone.
People.
I just listen. Yeah, I was gonna. They're top 5. Yeah, definitely top 5. I listen to so many different types of music. I listen to any type, like, genre of music. So I don't know, favorite all time. I think when I think of like my favorite music is like nostalgic, taking me back to like childhood and stuff. And I think this cornily reminds me of hanging out with Kev is like Red Hot Chili Peppers. I think is one of my top artists of all time.
We turn that up and go to the beach. Listen to that all the way there. That was fun.
Yeah.
Very cool. Yeah, it's always tough to pick a favorite, but I think for me, the one that I find myself listening to more often than not is Tom Petty. I love Tom Petty, and I was so sad when we lost him. So I find myself listening to his music more often than not. But hey, love him. So there you go.
The Heartbreakers.
That's right. Yeah. Well, the Heartbreak. That's all that's left now is the Heartbreakers. They're unfortunately
Charger fans.
There you go. Blonded Surfer. Thanks for asking the random question. We like those around here. Let's move it on now to Shamelessly Positive Ryan.
Oh, boy.
That's our boy who asked the question.
Do you guys have any stories or meeting Charger players in public? I once met Kasim Osgood at the gym. He's a super cool and humble guy. I tried to mimic some of his workouts. I almost didn't make it home. His handshake was exactly how I imagined. Calloused with a firm grip, like exactly how you'd expect a NFL safety hands to be. He was nice enough and said hi to me and my daughter. I wish I played it cool, though. I just couldn't keep my composure. Also, I met Weddle at the Fred Hall Fishing Expo in Del Mar. He was walking towards me and his family, and I know I only had a couple of seconds to say hi to him. I proceeded to fangirl, and all that came out of my mouth was a high-pitched, hi! Totally blew it.
That's awesome.
I had a crazy one.
Oh, yeah. Let's hear it.
Let's hear it.
It was after a game. We went down to like PB. I can't remember what bar we were at, but like a whole bunch of players showed up, like Vincent Jackson, and that we won. And they lined up just a bar full of shots.
Whoa.
And Vincent Jackson bought everybody shots, the whole bar, to line them up because we won. And they played the do. They played our theme song while we all took shots.
Nice.
So I didn't really meet him. I could have thrown something at him and it hit him.
There you go.
But you took one of his shots.
I did take.
Gladly accepted one of his shots.
One of his shots. Bet your ass I did.
That's cool. I haven't had the pleasure of meeting any Charger fan, or not Charger fan, any Chargers at all. Hopefully we can get that changed this season. That would be pretty sweet.
Yeah. I got to hang out with Danny Woodhead quite a bit when he lived in San Diego when he was playing for the Chargers. Yeah, we went to the same church together. So he was like in that same group of friends. And yeah, he's an awesome dude. He's talked about, he still does. He has a podcast talking about golf all the time. He loved playing golf. And yeah, he was a really, really cool guy.
That's awesome. I loved it. I miss Danny Woodhead, man. He was such a good player when he was with us.
Yeah, he's a good dude.
All right. Well, there you go. Shamelessly positive, Ryan. We move on now to JR, who asked the question.
How's it going, you sons of bitches? Give me a hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
To save your life, what Chargers player on both sides of the ball would you open a can of whoop ass on? Which two players are getting a mud hole stomped in their ass? Who are y'all shamelessly positively whipping their ass? Oh, and the Chiefs, Broncos, and Raiders are a bunch of sorry sons of bitches. That's the bottom line. Can't love you, bye.
Oh, boy. Steve Austin is
what Charger would we kick their ass?
Yeah, what a weird question.
None.
Yeah, like we need these guys healthy. I mean, if anything, I would let them kick my ass. Like
I'm trying to think, like a kicker, I'd probably have a shot at one of the kickers. But they probably
like
good
a
at
fighting
kicking.
chance?
They're probably good at kicking you.
Yeah, like the Muay Thai guys.
Kick right in the newt.
Yeah. They have a lot of
Split
practice.
the uprights, am I right?
Yeah, I don't know the kicker.
Yeah.
Water boys count? I don't know.
just
They might be
thinking the
big
water
coaches. No, but all those coaches they're in their mid to
North
late.
Turner's ass? He's old.
Are we
Taking him out? Yeah. Take an old coach.
Just take him out, take the knee out, and
Goodness
they're
gracious.
good. I don't know. That's
I don't know. I got no answer.
I think I have a
I'll
lot of
kick my ass.
confidence. I think if you put the three of us on the same person and we all did it, it was like a tag team kind of deal. I think we could
Not
maybe
even tag team. We all had to be in there at the same time.
Yeah, it'd have to be practice squad and probably a kicker.
Yeah. And give me a weapon too.
Yeah, I need something to
Give me a gun. Yeah, what a tough and weird question, JR, but thank you for asking it.
Dude, this is the box. That was outside of it. And I love those questions.
I love it.
When we physically cannot come up with an answer, great question.
It's a great question.
You stumped us. Good work, man.
All right, let's move it on now to I'm allergic to jerks, one of our favorites who asked the question. If you had to act out a scene from a classic rom-com with a player other than one of the big five of Herbert, Allen, James, Bosa, and Eckler, who would it be and what movie would you act out together? Here's an example. I'd do the Colin Firth proposal scene in Love Actually where he's trying to speak Portuguese in the restaurant where everyone is watching. I'd do that scene with Linval Joseph because the sheer size difference would be hilarious. Wow, great question, dude.
I'd probably do. There's a movie called 2 Weeks Notice with Sandra Bullock in it, and I would do it with Trey Pipkins because I would fucking fire his ass. Give him his 2 weeks notice.
Great answer.
Wow.
Great answer.
Awesome.
I'll piggyback on that one. Any movie where you get to fire someone, I'll play the role of the boss, and Trey Pipkins is the other guy.
Yeah.
Okay. I think my answer would be that movie. It was a recent movie. I think it's Palm Springs. Is that the have you not seen Palm Springs?
I have not.
Oh, dude, it's an awesome movie. It's like Groundhog Day, but more rom-com with Andy Samberg, and I can't think of the gal, but J.K. Simmons is in it as well. Fucking awesome. I would do that with Badgley because he seems like a nice guy. I'd hang out with him. I'd continuously hang out with him every day.
Yeah.
And we'd have fun. We wouldn't kick.
Yeah, I have an answer now.
All right.
Okay. I have an answer. All right. I'd be Jim Carrey in Liar Liar. And Trey Pipkins would be the blue pin. The pin is royal blue, but it would be Trey Pipkins is really good. Just trying to lie to myself. Just trying really hard to lie, but I can't. Basically, Tom Telesco's
He's like
job.
grabbing the 6'7" guy.
Trey Pipkins is really good. Really good.
Oh, God.
God damn, pen is blue.
The Pipkins is bad. Oh, my God.
Yeah, final answer.
Final answer. All right, there you go. I'm allergic to jerks. Thanks for asking the question. Ah, God, that was good. Let's move on now to Mike Nava. Good old Mike, who asked the question.
Oh, crikey. What position group do you think did the best during this preseason game against the Seahawks? Also, what are you doing if Pipkins somehow makes the 53-man roster?
I'm flying to Texas and keeping our boy in his house so he can't get arrested.
He gets a knock at the door. It's just three of us standing at the doorstep like, dude, don't
Craig,
do it.
Don't do it.
Nice to meet you in person. Don't do it.
Don't do it, Craig. Yeah.
Let's go hang out. Don't do it.
And yeah, okay, yeah. We're not prepared for Pipkins, but
for how bad this one position needs another position to be good for them to be good, and that's the running backs. And I loved what I saw out of Roundtree. So that's like, I guess it's not a position group, but like what those guys were able to do with the second and third stringers was promising.
They didn't fumble. They got positive turnovers most of the time.
Yeah, so I guess I'd say that one. What do you guys
think? The linebackers showed a lot of depth.
Neiman
they got around the ball.
Neiman did good.
Like Cole
Rumpf
Christensen had a good time.
Yeah.
I think they did a pretty good job.
Yeah, I mean, obviously this scoreboard doesn't make it seem like that, but
no,
yeah, I think if you had to pick, I would say linebacker as well. But there you go, Mike. Thanks for asking the question. We move on now to Bolt Gang or Don't Bang. Who asked the question?
Certified Fresh.
There you go. If not Pipkins or Norton, who would be our backup LT? Do you think we acquire someone who doesn't make a 53-man roster on a different team? God, I hope so.
I know. God, we need it. Norton, I'm not as in like, I wouldn't be furious if he made it, but
right. He's still less than to be desired, but I'd rather Braden Hymes play than those two guys. To be honest.
Yeah, and that was one of the big appeals of bringing in Matt Filer, right? Is that he played that right tackle swing.
Yeah,
he's done it. So I think having him gives you a little bit of freedom there. Storm Norton, I don't think is terrible. It's not obviously your first pick, but there's a lot of buzz around this Tyrell Crosby guy, bringing him in to be that extra tackle. So I do think something's going to happen on the waivers. I think the Chargers are going to go get another tackle because I don't think we have it right now. Filer could do it, and then you have Hymus these other interior lineman guys that we can plug and play. But I don't think that other tackle is on our roster right now if we need that third guy.
Yeah, I think the hope, because we're 13th on the waiver wire, so the hope is a tackle can fall to the 13th spot where we can nab them and pick them up.
Right.
But we will see what happens. But hey, thanks, Bold Gang Don't Bang, for showing up.
Yeah,
Appreciate
thanks,
it.
man. Appreciate it.
We move on now to Danny Lag, aka
Fresh.
Danny Lags, and he is certified fresh. And he asks the question.
Shoot. Greetings, Boltfam. How are you? I am good. Besides the deuce of sadness I received from this last preseason game, it's just a preseason. It's just a preseason. My question is, what are your thoughts on Roundtree getting the RB3 spot after this game? Kelly? Well, you know.
I love that voice. Thank you.
No problem. That's what I'm here for. Yeah, I think we're all in agreement. Roundtree over Kelly for sure.
I just think you could argue he's RB2. I just don't. I don't know.
Yeah.
Justin Jackson, like, just haven't even seen the guy.
Right? Yeah.
He's not been healthy. He's not done anything in a long, long time. I don't even know where he's at on the depth chart on the team, to be honest.
It's hard. The thing is, it's hard to evaluate the running backs because the offensive line has been so poor. But like, there was a good point made on Twitter. It was like, but you kind of can, because the two guys ran behind the same kind of crummy offensive line, and Roundtree got more done. So put him behind a good offensive line. Some of these running backs might need better offensive linemen to be really good, and they're better once they break out into open space.
Absolutely.
But Roundtree can get stuff done by himself, which I like. I like it a lot.
I like it a lot.
A lot.
Yeah, I think we're all in agreement there, Danny Lag. But hey,
I think they're still, both of them are on the roster. I don't think you're cutting any of those guys.
Yeah.
But you're not getting rid of Kelly. There's absolutely no way you're cutting him, in my opinion. He
really
once removed, one season removed. He was a high draft pick, and he's not going anywhere.
I'm not opposed to it. I don't hate Kelly. I just feel like he's. You don't think so? Okay.
I think Justin Jackson goes before Kelly goes.
Oh, yeah, I like it. I support it. Not everybody does, but I do. I'm one of the cool guys. Thank you for asking the question there, Danny Lag. We move on now to Raphael, who asked the question.
I don't know. Nobody knows.
Nobody knows.
Please hashtag certified fresh.
My name is Optimus Prime, and I send this question. Who are your predictions to be the captains of this year's team? I am predicting Herbert, Keenan, Lindsley, Derwin, and Bosa. The chosen ones shall lead this team to victories. Lightning bolts. Ball out.
That's a good one, dude.
Yeah, nice question.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't see anybody else I was trying to think of like a name that I'm like, oh, well, you forgot about them. I think those are the dudes, no?
What about special teams captain? I don't know.
So let's see. Herbert
Badgley? who's a standout on special teams?
I don't know.
Yeah, Lindsley, I think, is probably the one that is maybe the most questionable. I could see Drew Tranquil getting one of those captain spots over Lindsley just because of not just how long he's been with the team, but how much we've seen him being vocal in practice. I know that's kind of, I would say Drew over Lindsley. Not that hey, if Lindsley gets called a captain, I'm all for it, but I would say Drew probably gets it over Lindsley.
Derwin's a shoe-in. He's getting
shoe-in. Absolutely, Derwin a shoe-in.
Derwin, Bosa.
Bosa, but everyone says he's more of the quiet. But he's still
leadership. I think you need both. If they were all vocal leaders, they would just talk over each other.
I guess you're right. I guess being vocal doesn't necessarily make you the best captain.
Yeah. No, he's been good. He's been really. They've shined a light on him being that teacher type, the one that does a lot of like hands-on training with a lot of the other guys. So
yeah,
I could see him getting it. Herbert getting it, I think, is a no-brainer as well. I mean, obviously he didn't have the opportunity to last season. This season, he's got to be a captain.
Give him the C.
We'll find out. It's all, isn't it all player voted? So it's up to them.
I think the players got to be bought into him. He's got to get it, but we'll see. We'll find out. Great question, Raphael. We haven't thought about team captains.
Yeah.
All right. Now we reached the end of Ask Boltfam with Anchovies 21.
Oh yeah.
Good old Anchovies who asked the question.
Oh yeah, baby! Regular season is upon us. Can't wait for your Bolt predictions. Here's something fun
First person of the crew to guess a bolt prediction right like a man. Kev, insert Bears prediction, gets to pick one person from the crew to get your CC logo tatted. Just kidding. No, seriously. All right. Whoa. That's
Oh, I don't do the fact that I hit that. It was just like, I should have gotten a lottery ticket that day.
You really
should
have.
It was pretty incredible.
So, but if any of us,
I'm willing. If somebody hits that and they tell me that I should get the Chargers hat tattoo, that's fine. I'll do it because it was that incredible.
Sure. Yeah.
And that was when we had like 40 people listening, so it'll be a lot more impactful now.
Oh, it would be big time impactful. Yeah. Would you get just the
whoever did
logo?
Whoever did it's face from the logo on them. The other two have to get that face.
You guys are praying it's my face.
I don't know. Willie's got the sweet, like,
I know that sweet beard with the cool in a tattoo.
Like that would be pretty dope.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I could get on board with it if we can make a bolt prediction that nail it.
My
first
first tattoo. I know you both have tattoos. My first tattoo would be this.
Why not, dude? It's the Charger Chat. We've been doing this for 3 years. Wouldn't you want a tattoo to remember that?
It.
There you go. That's what I'm talking about, baby. Maybe fuck it. Maybe. I gotta ask my wife.
I gotta tell my wife. I gotta check my wife.
Yep. Maybe.
If she doesn't like it, I'm gonna be in a lot of trouble, guys. A lot of trouble. Don't want to get in trouble.
Certified fresh.
Certified fresh.
Maybe.
Oh my God. All right. There you go, folks. That's everybody from Ask Boltfam. Thank you all for asking the question. If you have a question to ask, reach out to us on Twitter. Instagram, if you feel like it, even in YouTube. We saw a few people on YouTube wondering how they ask questions. Just put it down in the comments. We'll pull questions from there. We do it every week. So if you've got a question and you want it on Ask Boltfam, find a way to reach us.
The love of God, just hashtag certified fresh. If this is your first time, please. I'm like worked up right now. I'm in a panic.
And then in the outline, Adam, please take out all of those hashtags, and it can be like a quiz every time. You'll have the right answer, and Kevin will just have to guess.
I love it because Kevin just brought it upon himself without like making a list and like cross-checking to see. Yeah, no,
not Santa Claus. Okay,
flying by the seat of his pants. That's Kevin Duggan to a T. So,
but it was always so confident until this week.
No,
now he's just doubts.
We have so many new people now. I just can't keep track. We love you all.
We love you guys. So, all right. Well, that's going to do it for us here at Charger Chat, folks. Don't forget to bolt up because we're ready for any squad, any place.
K love you, bye, sir.
K love you, bye.
K love you, bye, baby.
And now, a word from our sponsors.
When you find yourself behind bars over emotional outrage from your football team making questionable decisions, we at Texas Craig Bail Bonds understand your frustration. What we ain't gonna do is leave you high and dry. We've been there, and we know how to get you out. So call today, Texas Craig Bail Bonds, and get back to living that shamelessly positive life.